individual. And let me give him the rights to unmute himself, but let me first introduce him. You know, we haven't met in person, but you know, I had the pleasure and the honor to speak with him last week on the phone for about, I think, 30, 45 minutes or an hour. And I mean, we hit it off so well. It's so amazing. I wish we had more time to talk about it, but I mean, this gentleman is so humble. I mean, it's so great to meet people, you know, out of nowhere. You know, we cross paths in ways which we never know, right? We didn't know that he's going to come on board with Valentus, but he has a track record that is so incredible. I can't even comprehend his track record, but I'm going to really, really make it short is, you know, he's a multi-millionaire. Let's not even think about that part. He is an entrepreneur. He's a businessman. He has done so many incredible things. But what's impressive is he was invited back in April of 2010 into the White House gala dinner during the Obama administration. And he was able to speak about social entrepreneurship. And that's what we're in, ladies and gentlemen. That is truly an honor to have him at the White House talk in front of the president and everybody about our industry. That is so incredible. And we have him here with us in Valentus. So without further ado, I want to bring on board my incredible friend, George Nnajjar. George, come on here, sir. Thank you very much for being on here, and the room is all yours.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Well, first of all, my goodness, man, I'm ready to get enrolled again and again and again. My wife is all excited. I don't know if you saw me laugh earlier, but the value add that you proposed here, that you shared with everybody, is just so powerful, so masterful. This is way over the top, way over the top. And I just pray that everyone here can let it in, let it sink in, and understand the magnificence and the power of what they've got on top, on the palm of their hand. So great job, my goodness. I learned so much about the products just listening to you in the last 28 and a half minutes, but incredible stuff. Congratulations on your entire team's success. I've had the honor of meeting a handful of people. I look forward to getting to know more, because at the end of the day, we're all in it to win it. We're all in it together as one big happy family. As a team, together we each achieve more. We learn off of one another. We feed off one another growth and energy and ethics and moral compass and integrity and values and professionalism. And when two and more people get together and agree on all these common purposes and philosophies and principles, everything becomes possible. Everything. Forget about 60 million a month. Forget about 600 million a month. Can this company exceed those numbers? It can, and it will. So be prepared. This is just the beginning. You know that. I know that. Few leaders here in your team know that too. That's why they're all crazy. I mean, I was looking at some people from a lot of people from Australia. You got people from Canada. You got people from Philippines. You got the UK dialing in. And I've had the honor of meeting few people and fell in love with their character as human beings, and we've hit it off and became friends. And so thank you for inviting me to be on your team and part of this. Look, the minute we stop learning, we stop producing and we stop growing. And we all have to be willing to learn all the time. I mean, I came in, I know I asked you before the call, how much time are you gonna give me? And you said 1 hour. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna be here 1 hour. I'm just gonna be here 10 minutes, because I get more excited than he does. And when I carry on, I carry on. Because this is called passion, folks. This is called passion and belief. When you have your passion on a scale of 1 to 10 at about 10.5 and some change, nothing can stop you. Nothing, no one, no negative forces shall ever be formed against you can prosper. Just incredible what you guys built. But look, anybody can do this. A little bit about me. Yes, I did immigrate to the United States when I was 19. Didn't speak English and I had no money, but I had big dreams. And I became an engineer, you know, so electronics engineer. And it was interesting when I went to apply for a job. I learned that by getting a job, I would allow men to tell me, wow, what I am worth at the end of every month. and it's not a life I wanted to live. So I was very fortunate. I made a decision not to go that route. And I entered the world of sales because I love people. I just love people. I love to find solutions to problems. And lo and behold, became top in the nation, number uno in the automobile industry. But no matter how high I reached in sales, I was as good as my last performance. And it was getting really, really tough. You know, yes, I made 40, 50,000 a month back in the 90s, but the first day of the following month, I started with zero. Zero. I mean, I always entertained myself with this possibility. Wouldn't it be cool if these thousands and thousands of cars that I had sold, every time they went to put gas in them or change oil or do mechanical breakdown, wouldn't it be cool if I had gotten paid on all that? But I didn't. So that's why I fell in love with network marketing heavily, so much that I started my first company. And not knowing anything at all, and I know we have a couple people here on your team who used to be distributors in my first company. It's so good to see you all. But I tell you what, yes, we had amazing growth. And what you said earlier about the owners of this company, you know, I could not have said it any better. If I can impress upon every single person here on the call, I just wish when I met with Dave and Joyce for about an hour and a half, my wife and I, and I looked at the value proposition. I looked at all these products. I looked at the structure, the infrastructure. You know, having built 2 network marketing companies as a co-owner and generated well over $500 million in sales, you just know what you know, right? Experience makes perfect, especially after you make a lot of mistakes, and I made all of them. But I tell you what, everything checked out. And then when I looked at $20, I honestly thought that was a disadvantage, not an advantage. I said to him, I said, I wish you could charge $20,000. Maybe people will take it a bit more seriously, because the value of what you shared earlier on these, just, are you kidding me right now? You get to market the hottest thing on freaking planet Earth for 20 bucks, and you have the nerves to say, I got to think about that? That's insane. What you guys got is insane. And then paying 50 cents on the dollar for you and I to market this without having to carry inventory, just share a link and the company charges them, ships them the product, and we get paid. Just absolutely incredible. So this is just the beginning. You know, yes, I'm just going to share 2 stories, and I'll end it with this. Since you mentioned Washington, D.C. and the White House, and it was really humbling experience. And I don't talk about this story, but since you brought it up, I will talk about it because I had forgotten a little bit about it. So when we went there, my company was a small company at that time. And President Obama held a speech at Cairo University in Egypt that led to the summit he held in DC. And the theme of the summit was to build bridges. And I hope you all get what I'm about to share with you. I'm not sharing to impress you, impress upon you and paint a vision. You got to use your imagination as business owners. You guys, let me share something with you. This time will never come again. You can never unwind that clock, ever, 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 ever again. One of us, there will be 2 groups of people down 5 years from now, because the next 5 years will never, ever, ever look like the last 5, based on the challenges that have presented themselves to us, which create a fantastic opportunity. Challenge, folks, is not a threat, it's an opportunity. That's how champions, you know, rise to the top and set higher standards. So, and this is going to be really, really exciting. And I just want to paint a vision for you all to where this industry is shifting and what can be in it for you should you really decide to wear that owner hat on. You know, you got to put that owner hat on, you know, because you own your company. This is your company. Dave Jordan and his entire team, they work for you. They really do. They invested millions upon tens of millions of dollars, if not more, including experiences and failures and successes. They invested tens of millions of dollars so that you can have an ownership of that business. You are an independent business owner. So the marketing, the team, the compliance, the legal, the product development, the R&D, everybody works for you for just 20 bucks. That's crazy, seriously. But when I got invited there, it was a humbling experience, and there was 200 countries invited. And the theme was to build bridges and enhance the relationship between the United States of America and the Islamic Arab world. Now, I'm Christian and I'm proud Christian, but that wasn't the reason. What they wanted was my story as an Arab American who immigrated to the United States without speaking any English and surviving the worst economic crisis our nation had witnessed in 2008. That was the story they wanted featured because it was all about social entrepreneurship. What all these big leaders around the globe are figuring out now, after they've watched the footsteps of the Donald Trumps of the world, who's owned a couple companies. When we look at Warren Buffett, who's the wealthiest person in the world, owns many, many companies, and he says it best. He says, if I understand something, I shall invest in it, right? Pretty simple. He's an incredible guy. But he owns 3 network marketing companies. So when these big global leaders watched what was going on, they figured that network marketing truly could be the solution to the global economic problems. And it's not just economic, folks, because here are the 2 stories that I shared, and I'll share them with you all now. The first story I shared, and it was intimidating because there was 50 ambassadors watching and 12 of them spoke, and they took one of them out and they put me instead to speak, and I didn't know what to say because it was spontaneous. I didn't prepare. So the first story I shared was this. When I was 18 years of age, I was born and raised in Lebanon, Middle East. And my parents came to me and they said, kid, pack your stuff, time to get out of town. You got to go to America, right? I didn't speak English. I had a girlfriend at the time, and I had my friends, the culture, everything and everyone that I believed in. What do you mean I have to leave everything and everyone? Yep, you have to go. Now, why is that? And how many adults are facing similar dilemma today around the globe? It's a big problem, folks. And why is it that my country back then couldn't provide me with better opportunity to mature, develop, and grow intellectually, vocally, spiritually, financially, academically, mentally, psychologically? Why couldn't my country provide me with that platform and that opportunity? And the same problem exists worldwide. Well, we need a solution. What does that look like? So the second piece of the story was, okay, I came to the United States. Thank God it became my home. And here's what happened. Here's what I learned. I went to school. I became an electronics engineer. I went to apply for a job, and I had to kiss a lot of tails to get a job because I had no experience. It was awful. And finally, after I got a job, I got offered $2,800 a month. Now, and here's what I learned. That when you graduate, you put your resume up, you apply for a job, you start all the way in the bottom, you work your way to the top. Some idiot wrote in black and white that you can never make more money than your superior. So hence they limit our personal growth, personal development, limiting, us thinking outside the box creatively to find solutions to problems and raise the bar and set higher standards. And they can lay us off, fire us, do anything they want, any which way they want with us. And surely we look today, it's what's going on around the world, and that's what's happening. So how is that working for our economy culturally in the United States and around the world? It's not working. It's devastating. The corporate structure simply is not working. So what is the solution? Is it opening up our own businesses out there? Well, let's discuss that briefly because that doesn't work. When we look statistically at the fact that 9.5 out of 10 businesses don't make it in the initial 2 years of formation, that's awful. When we look at the capital seeds needed to invest in a small or mid-sized business, people don't have that, and banks and government are not willing to give us and inject that kind of capital seeds because they know that 9.5 out of 10 times we're not going to make it. And then they tell you if you make it, it's going to take 3 years before you break even, and you're married to your business no more 24/7. You're married to your business 25/8, right? Some of you here business owners know what I'm talking about. I've been there. It's not fun. It's not fun. So if that doesn't work, then what is the solution to the problem? Welcome to the world of network marketing. An opportunity with no investments, no capital seeds to inject. An opportunity for anyone. I don't care how your credit is, good or bad or ugly. I don't care how little or no money you've got. I don't care about your color of skin in any situation you're in life today. I don't care where you're at around the world. Thank you, God, for social media. Nothing matters. What matters is you. You making that decision. Anyone can do this. Anyone can change their lifestyle right now over a reasonable period of time. You just have to invest in you. You know, I know Dr. Chi, I was listening to your recorded call the other day and you were talking about your why. And if your why doesn't make you cry, you better change your why. You know, because truly you are your brand and you've got to boldly announce your own personal brand, because we are in the storytelling business, in the relationship building business. People buy your offer no matter what your offer is because they like you, trust you, and they're comfortable with you, right? So what we do is so simple, so fun. I'm excited to be here. Truly, I got to share with you all. This company has an amazing potential when we look at the cornerstone, when we look at every ounce of what the CEO and the owner of the company and the team that he put together and assembled. When we look at the ethics, integrity of John Haremza, and this man is just incredible. He's relentless. He works tirelessly. I mean, I had a couple master distributors in the past. They worked hard, but no, not nearly this hard. This man is everywhere. He's everywhere. I mean, I'm watching him. I'm going, what the heck? You know, just slow down, man. I'm getting tired just keeping up with you. But that's what's going to take. And like I look at some of you all and the leaders who have really paved the way for people like us to come in. I'm not an owner now. Now I decided for a first time to become a distributor. And I'm really excited about that because this is where the fun and the money is. I put myself to the challenge. I did. This is uncomfortable for me, believe me. But let me tell you something. I'm so flipping excited because today, in the last 2 days, I recruited 2 people using the social media platform. I'm a good student. I really am. You know, and I'm very competitive. You know, bring it on. Let's go. Let's have fun. You know, there's no competition here, right? We all work together, you know, as a team. It doesn't matter. You know, this is a part-time business opportunity. You know, look, you are your own competition. You compete with yourself at your own pace with your own potential. Many of us have full-time job or 2 jobs. Many of us has personal issues, challenges, and situations, and you can invest 1 hour a week. It's okay. You can do this. You know, believe it or not, in that 1 hour a week, you can outproduce me by doing a lot more activities than I do, because there are only 2 things, and I want to end it up with this. 2 things that every champion that I've worked with in every industry, and I've had the luxury to have surrounded myself with really, really high power celebrities and professional people and champions, if you will. And they all share the same philosophies. They all share the same philosophies. It's very interesting. And there are only 2 things that they do. That's it. And people try to figure out, and they read books upon books upon books, trying to figure out how do those 0.1% of the people raise the bar and are so much ahead in the money. How do they do it? Are they different animals? No, they're just like you and I. They really are. But here's 2 things that they do. You guys want to know what those 2 things are? Shake your head. I'll tell you. 2 things only. You want to know? All right. Number 1, they go to work to work. Yes, they go to work to work. They don't go to work to mess around. They don't go to work to make friends. They have their own circle of friends outside. Now, if they make more friends along the way here, that's great. Icing on the cake. But they mean serious business. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired. They want more out of life. This is their time. They go to work to work. They don't go to work to wait. They don't go to work to socialize, to cuddle. You know, they don't. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, this is really big. They stay at work. You know, it's not enough that we do something one time and take mental vacation for a week, right? It doesn't work that way, because you got to do something often enough until it becomes a subconscious habit. Things have to become a habit. So they go to work, and they stay at work all the time. All the time. You know, I learned this from an old mentor of mine, and who said to me, and he did not bring too many values. He really didn't. He didn't have good ears to listen to people's problems, to quickly find solutions. I love finding solutions to problems. He didn't care about people, but he was always number 1 in everything that he had done. And I asked him, I said, how did you get to where you are in your industry, become a household name? He said, you know, and it just so happened, he said, look at those 2 guys there who do what I do. Are you seeing them? I said, yeah. Salespeople. I said, yeah. He said, who's the buyer and who's the seller? I said, what do you mean? He said, well, misery loves company. You know, they're wasting time, right? He said, look, kiddo, he said, sales is a numbers game. Recruiting is a numbers game. You know, you want to raise the bar and get to the top. It's a numbers game. I'm sorry. It's all about exposure. The only difference between champions and people who never made it, they're both the same animals. Trust me, anybody can. It's just they do a lot of it, and they keep on doing a lot of it. They never stop. They make mistakes. And if you're not making mistakes, you're not trying hard enough. I love it when people make mistakes. So, Dr. Chi, thank you so much for inviting me. That's my 15 minutes. I thank you all for doing what you've done, and I'm excited about being part of the team today. And all together, we're going to take this thing to an incredible level.
Thank you, sir, very much for your humbleness. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with us. It's so incredible. Thank you. Appreciate you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard from the guru, one of the guru in the industry. You heard from the master. You heard from George. And for all of those of you who are on here, you know, if you're a guest, please go back to the individual who invited you on here, and let's get you started. We'll be here to help you, we'll guide you, we'll help you. And just, you gotta be one thing, ladies and gentlemen. Let's stop being a tourist. Let's get out there and be a professional ambassador of health and wellness. Be a professional ambassador of making changes for other people. So with that, thank you once again. We'll see you tomorrow morning for another